Okay, this is part 3 of Weeds of Knowledge. Weeds of Knowledge. And it points to Trump's speech on Inauguration Day. Now, I know some people, and Trump had said, as long as he has a breath of air in his life, full of life body. He's 70 years old, mind you, people. The oldest president there is. So now you got to think beyond. This man's 70 years old, and just like Eve, her name is Diane, but in the previous life, in the beginning in Genesis, she's known as Eve. She's 70 years old, and she does outdoes yielding someone in their 20s. And that's why in her job, she was always the top seed. And she gets on these applications of trivia of everyone on this planet, and she smokes everyone out. Because the knowledge in which she has and her capabilities as one of my higher ranking generals. So, yeah, in the beginning, Genesis and Adam and Eve. So, it's interesting that Ostein is on, and she's watching Ostein, and we happen to be talking about the same thing, the weeds of knowledge. I mean, if you can look at it as a constructive, positive, constructive, is how these weeds, how is it going to develop me in my evolution? Because weeds can be you can look at it a positive side and a negative side. Okay, but of those two categories, you also have constructive and destructive. So if you have certain things of your behaviors or concepts or belief systems or whatever, and it's being a weed in your life, it's taken over your life, it's taken over your thinking, then you give strength to extinction. And then extinction steps in and says, hey, boy, I'm going to take you for a ride, and then you'll have to put that extinction aspect on your resume. And the thing is, I want to be about forever life. And then you have to understand extinction. Lucifer is there for many reasons. For many reasons. And is what is within this lifetime, why I can fall from a 2-story building on my head, or go through a windshield of a car at 40 miles an hour hitting a telephone pole, or getting shot in the head, is Lucifer is in a different realm of energy, like we would see in a fire. If he was doing a campfire, and I got pictures of Lucifer, and people misunderstood Lucifer. If you look in some of the spiritual books, they depict him as some beautiful angel in heaven who fall from heaven. Well, people understood that. But essentially he's a negative positive of Alpha Prime. And the Native Americans saw that. It kind of scared them. In fact, it would scare anyone. You see someone in the fire. That's why we see with the teachings of religion, they say, well, in the brimstone in hell, as if hell's down below, a place, and why it's in reference to fire. Because Lucifer takes on the earth elements in terms of what its spirit can control. And if you let that sink in, it will be profound. Everything you see out there, its spirit is subjected to it. Just like your spirit controls the brain, and your brain controls the body, and your body interacts in the physical realms of things. So you have to know all the pieces and parts to energy to be successful, to evolve to a higher level of functionality. And that's why in this part 3 of Weeds of Knowledge, I can take this out 50 million ways to Sunday. I use 50 ways to Sunday. Sunday, that means 7. Okay, so meaning there's more than one way, and perception of things. As Albert Einstein, I said, using your objective and creative mind.